All right, first of all, thanks to everybody that came out and braved the elements. Obviously it got progressively more challenging out there as the game went along, but I thought our fans were even more into it as the elements got worse, which is pretty cool. A pretty cool thing. That was a really good team effort today. I think Duke is going to win ball games. They've got a good football team. I know things didn't go the way they want. We have a tremendous amount of respect for them and Coach Cutcliffe and the job that he's done there. But just all around, I don't know if there was a single person that played a bigger role than anybody else, but we knew it was going to be a tough, hard-fought ball game coming in, and we faced the challenges of the weather and the opponents and all that kind of stuff, and found a way to win the ball game. So I'm awfully proud of our kids.
We'll start with Andy over here.
Was the weather worse than it was at UNC last year, and how much does that affect how you kind of rein things in offensively?
Well, I would say just to start the game, no. I mean, it was pleasant, and I had some thoughts about taking the ball to start the game if we won the toss because of the threat of the weather getting worse, but I just didn't want to do that. But I'd say progressively as the game went on, it just continued to get worse, and towards the end it was comparable to the North Carolina game, but the North Carolina game was like that the whole time. It was a little bit colder out there than it was at North Carolina, but similar type deal. By the start of the second half, it became pretty apparent that moving the ball or throwing the ball, it was just going to be really, really difficult. So fortunately played great defense and handled it special teams wise. That's the thing you start to worry about is, can you snap and catch and punt a football? And I thought Oscar did a great job. Our entire punt unit did it because we needed to punt a few times.
Duke's kind of calling card on offense is being able to run the football efficiently. Obviously, they didn't really do that tonight. What did you guys do to kind of shut that down?
Well, the biggest thing in general terms is we controlled the line of scrimmage. I thought there were very few times that there was much push. The ball got bounced sideways many times. We're pretty stout on the inside, and those linebackers are pretty good players. So did a good job swarming to it, and then wrapping up on the tackle, because he is a pretty explosive player, man. When you're standing down there field level and you see him run, he is quick now.
Coach, after the game for Clemson, you in the locker room, you said to your guys, and now, what's coming next week. Did you say anything about next week's game at Miami? Anything about that?
In all honesty, and y'all probably think this is just coach speak, I haven't heard one thing about the next opponent in terms of talk around our locker room or anything. We knew that this team that we were playing today was going to require our full attention, as every week does. But I didn't say anything like that. I just said, we're right in the middle of this 6-game gauntlet, and we've got another big one next week, just like this one was a big one, and we've got to do it on the road.
You mentioned the elements, obviously. Last year, I think at Carolina, you fumbled it 7 times, lost 2 of them. Tonight, I don't think you fumbled and you didn't throw a pick. Just how remarkable is it to not put the ball on the ground in those conditions?
Well, it's pretty special. Josh deserves it. It starts with our center and Josh, the first part of taking care of the football. And Gallo did a great job handling the snaps and the weather, and Josh did a great job taking care of the football. And then the guys running with it. I mean, I know we've made this a big point of emphasis, but it's just true that for us, with where we're at right now with this team, to have a chance to have success, we have to do those things. There's no choice. And I always tell the guys, I want to see visual confirmation that you are taking care of the football, meaning that it's going through your mind, through your actions. And I saw a lot of visual confirmation, and it's really good when your message is being disseminated throughout the team by the team. When you hear those guys talking to each other about how important it is, it makes you feel better that they understand, they've got your point. Now, all that being said, we got another challenge next week. We'll have to hold on to the ball.
In a game like this, how important was it for Oscar and Greg really to have a really solid return game? How much of a role did they play in you guys winning the field position battle tonight?
Well, it was huge. It was like two different games. Like, in my opinion, the first half, the conditions were not really an issue. I mean, it rained a little bit. But, in the second half, that's when it's huge. Like you playing in a close football game and the weather conditions are like that, and one disaster can lead to a bunch of problems for you. And to have Oscar handle the snaps and get the ball, just get it out there. Like, who really cares what it looks like? We're to the point where we're playing a game of field position and clock management. But you always feel good when your punt returner is a guy that's got experience and trust to not just make good returns, but field the ball in adverse conditions. And I know we have a lot of confidence in Greg, and Oscar has earned a lot of that confidence this year.
Final question, David.
How decisive was the end of the half sequence with the personal foul and stop the clock, and then for you to go with 30 seconds and no timeouts?
Yeah, I thought that was a big point in the game. It's easy to say in retrospect, but I'm not a meteorologist, but I felt like the weather was going to get bad, and to score a touchdown there and go into half with the rain picking up and that sort of stuff, I thought was pretty big. And it's a credit to we had the ball down there, I don't know what yard line it was on, but it was like 4th and 4, and we kind of punted from like the 35 or 36 yard line with not much time left, which is kind of no man's land. We'd gone for it a couple times before. I didn't really want to do that. I didn't want to try a long field goal at the time, so we pinned them down there deep. Our punt team did a great job pinning them down deep. Our defense did a great job getting the stop, and then offense put a little something together, and Josh hung in there in zero blitz and delivered the ball to Sean. I thought that was a big cushion heading into the half, which we thought was maybe going to turn into bad weather.
Thank you, Coach.
You bet.
So with Ricky over here.
I haven't really looked at the stats, but I think you might have led the team in tackles for loss tonight. How did you guys keep that Duke running game bottled up?
Yeah, I know Coach's philosophy. Coach Foster, stop the run, take the run away, and then make a team try to beat you in the air. That's when you can really have fun, pin your ears back in place. So, they stay in the film room. Those coaches work very hard. So they just got us in the right game plan, and it worked out for us, especially with the conditions in the second half. We knew they were going to run 90% of the time in the second half. So, we made adjustments, got us in the right spots, and we just executed.
How tough was it, especially in the second half, in the secondary, getting your footing and making sure you don't slip up? What adjustments did you make, and how hard was that?
We didn't really make no adjustments. It's natural to adjust when it's raining, so we just did the same thing we were maybe cut our steps down a little bit, make a little tighter steps, keep our shoulders and our feet aligned. Just nothing much, just playing full speed. If you mess up playing full speed, we'll take that over anything. So that's what we did. We just gave a lot of effort.
Justin said that not once during the week did you hear anyone mention Miami. Is that indeed the case? Was it never talked about amongst the players, and now that it is here, what are your thoughts about going on the road against an undefeated opponent in November?
Yeah, we didn't mention Miami. Duke came up here past 2 times they came up here and beat us. The last time they came up here was one of the worst feelings to lose, especially the way we lost. So, we definitely weren't thinking the week ahead. We were thinking, we had to go handle business today, and that's exactly what we did. But now on to Miami. We're going to enjoy this win. Come in Monday, get the game plan right. It's a big-time game, championship atmosphere. So it's going to be big going down there and competing and trying to come out with the dub.
Anything else from Luke?
No.
Thank you.
talking about generating pressure and really getting to the quarterback and what they're trying to do in the backfield. To come out in the first quarter to do that at the level that you guys did, how much did that set the tone for the rest of the game?
I think it set the tone, pretty good. Every game, and coach says all the time now, it starts up front. We got to get pressure on the quarterback and got to get him down, because we didn't really do that the first 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and like I said, last week when we got called out, we took it personal, and we did try to carry on from last week, and I think we came out and did that.
Ricky?
As a defender and a guy who's having to react based on the offense every play, how hard was it to play in those kind of conditions where you're really just trying to keep your footing?
It wasn't that bad. That's probably one of the last things that's in our head. We just want to go out there and worry about the next play and execute. I think we did pretty good. We had the equipment people who took care of our cleats and stuff and all that, but we just went out there and just played the next play.
Any other questions for Rick? Okay, thank you very much.
Yep.
Josh, you get to watch Gerard in the rain last year at UNC. What is it like to play in that kind of climate? How difficult that becomes, especially in the second half?
It was a lot of fun, actually, to play in that. It's like back to being a kid again. But obviously throwing the ball was pretty hard, and we didn't do a lot of it. But, it was a whole lot of fun, I'd say.
Norm?
Tell me about the 4th and 1 play from the 6. You just kind of put your head down and plow in. Obviously, that's a play that puts the game away at that point. You're up by 2 touchdowns. Takes 3 on a night like this. It's tough to get back.
Yeah, Faf, my lead blocker, made a great block, and then I just kind of, like you said, put my head down and just tried to get in the end zone, try to get the yard pretty much. But it was a great play call, and it was executed well. So.
Ricky?
Kind of walk us through that touchdown pass to Sean there right before the end of the half. It seemed like that kind of switched the momentum of this game.
Yeah, it was funny because I saw the look. They were just bringing the house on us, and I yelled to him, "Win!" That's all I really said to him, and I threw it up, and he made a great catch, and it was a touchdown. So.
I know that you didn't have that many yards that you needed to get Michael Vick's record for freshman passing yards in a single season, but how did you feel to get that record?
Wait, you said I did or I did not?
You did.
I did.
Didn't even know about it.
No, I didn't even know about it. That's obviously awesome. I'm no type of a player close to Mike Vick, obviously, but it's a pretty cool accomplishment, and just want to continue to get better. So.
Other questions for Josh? Raise your hands, move to the microphones. We'll go with Ricky.
Considering all these weather conditions and whatnot, you guys are still able to run the ball pretty efficiently. As a guy, as a quarterback, and you don't want to, take too many chances, how important is it to have that efficient running game to lean on?
Obviously, in these type of games, it's like a middle drill type of game. So, my job is really just encourage the line to keep going and tell the tailbacks to hold on to the ball. So, I think we did a great job of that. We ran the ball well the whole game. So.
Norm?
7-1 speaks for itself, but now you have a huge November with 3 road games back-to-back against Miami. How do you feel like you guys are kind of positioned going into that stretch, critical sort of talent stretch for you guys?
I think we're ready to go. We're going to enjoy this, and then, the big Tuesday practice will get us ready, and I think we'll be ready to go against them.
Okay, thank you very much.
Please.
All pretty efficiently tonight. How good was that push up front to help, create some running lanes for you guys?
It was really good. I feel like the O-line did a great job out there today, so it made our job easier.
No fumbles today in this weather. How critical was that just to secure the ball, hold on to it today?
Well, the coaches always stress ball security, so that was number one. And you can't turn the ball over.
These kinds of conditions, when you know that you're probably going to carry the ball more often than you pass it, do you kind of enjoy that as a running back, that you know that you're going to get plenty of opportunities in this game?
Yeah, most definitely. As a running back, like the more carries you get, the more you get a feel for the defense, the flow, the game. So it felt great to get a lot more carries.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you. Questions for Coach Foster? Start with Ricky.
I like Ricky. You always got a question.
Duke's calling card on offense is obviously being able to run the ball pretty efficiently, but you guys bottled that up pretty well tonight. What did you guys do, especially up front, to kind of keep that from happening?
I don't know if we did anything special. We brought a new wrinkle in one of our pressures, and we hit that early. I think it just goes back to our guys being sound in their fits. Taking that away. They really didn't come out running the ball early. They came out throwing it and really didn't establish that, but then they couldn't get that established. You know, their big play was the quarterback scrambled early on that one drive. They hit a play, then we missed a tackle. But after that, really, we kind of settled down. They couldn't run the football until the end. They ran a couple quarterback draws. They caught us in a couple coverages where maybe we were gap exposed a little bit where they were running a guy out. And that's going to happen. But all in all, I'm really proud of our kids and how they played, and they couldn't get the run game established, and that was critical. Because I thought 29, I think he's a really good football player. I really do.
Andy, you guys handled the rain well last year. You can see obviously it's downpour tonight. Do you welcome that as a defensive player?
Oh, I don't know. You know, I think it helps in certain situations. Obviously, if we hold on to the ball and take care of the ball, I really like it. You know, that's always the challenge, you know, with these kind of conditions. We were able to create some turnovers early before actually the conditions got bad. But I tell you, I thought the difference of the game was, you know, our kicking game. And you know, Oscar did a tremendous job of pinning them back and where they had to have long drives. I think we had 4 or 5 times it was ball was inside the 10-yard line. And, you know, and particularly in these kind of conditions, it makes it really tough for an offense to drive the ball, and particularly with the slick football and trying to throw passes and completing them and all those kind of things. So I thought that was the key of the football game was, you know, the field position was all said and done.
David.
You've been around here long enough, just like some of us, to remember November games against Miami that meant an awful lot, and now you have another one. Does it take you back to the early 2000s and those 3 straight years when you were both in the top 10? Yeah,
I mean, that's going to be exciting. You know, we've got a history with Miami, you know, particularly starting back with the Big East and all that, and had a lot of battles with those guys, and had a lot of battles here, you know, in the ACC. But we're going to. I know Miami's going to. They've got a lot of talent. They're a talented football team. A couple of those guys were on our staff here before. I know how they're going to be, and after how the game turned out last year, I know they're going to be ready to play their best football. You know, the key is for us to go have a great week of practice and preparation, and let's go play our best football ourselves, and you know that's what gives us a chance.
Anything else for Coach Foster? Okay, thank you, Coach.
All right, thank y'all.
Knee all right?
No.
Okay, questions for Sean? Raise your hand.
Is April out here? Good.
Someone back.
You right?
Sean, what did that touchdown mean for you there in the first half, just the way the offense responded after the defensive stuff, and then you get that touchdown point? How much momentum?
It gave us a lot of momentum. First off, I saw like they rolled down into man, so I yelled at Josh. He said he yelled at me, I yelled at him. But I just told him I'm gonna go out there and win. He was like, win, like he said, and I just went out there and made a play.
Did you kind of feel the momentum of the game really change there after that touchdown? Because obviously the game was really close, but to go up by 2 scores at that juncture in the game with the weather continuing to get worse, did you feel like that really kind of changed things?
Yeah, I guess it gave us like another boost, but I think we had the momentum the whole game, and it's like it slowed down a little bit because the rain started picking up and all that, but I think we controlled the game and we went the way that we wanted it to go.
Other questions for Sean? Okay, thank you. We'll start down front here with Norm.
bad weather punting did you get to practice at Pro Kick Australia? I mean, anything in this kind of stuff?
No, nothing in this. Yeah, that was pretty tough, wasn't it? It was hard to field the ball, and but I tried my best. So yeah, it wasn't pretty, but it is what it is.
I mean, is it? I don't know if this is kind of overstating it all, but is it possible for a punter to kind of get in the zone in a way? Like, it seems like when you get 4 punts inside the 10-yard line, I mean, that's pretty amazing. I mean, to be able to do that in these kind of conditions and hold on to the ball from the snap and all that.
Yeah, well, yeah, I tried my best with that, but yeah, it felt good getting to pin them back right inside there. I think I got 3 inside the 8-yard line or something like that. I think my first one landed on the 8, and then yeah, I don't know what my other ones were, but it felt good to push them right back. I think that one sort of leading up to halftime or just after where I pinned them at the 5, I think with a big spiral, that felt good. Yeah, to really push them back, especially in these conditions, because they're going to find it hard to bring it back out.
Is there anything that you really changed in maybe technique-wise or in terms of, taking the snap or actually getting the ball away? Do you change anything when the weather's like that?
Yeah, I wasn't planning on doing so until I bubbled one of the snaps for Joey's kicks, and then it went straight to just chest marking it and then kicking it, because I knew that I'd be able to go at a reasonable speed by doing that, and it's probably the safest option. I don't want that going through my hands and out the back, because yeah, that'd be a disaster waiting to happen. But yeah, so that was the only real thing I changed. I think my last punt, I really caught it and then struggled to get it out, but it is what it is. And yeah, as coach said, it wasn't pretty tonight, but whatever it takes really to get the job done.
Back down front to Norm.
Do you know anything of this Tech-Miami rivalry and what it used to mean and what it still means to this day, or are you kind of getting an education about all the stuff as you go along?
Yeah, well, I mean, you could give me a little bit of an outline. I'm not too sure, but I know that Miami's been playing really good football at the moment. They're undefeated, I'm pretty sure, so it'll be an interesting game next week. I'm sure we'll do our best and get the job done, though.
Anything else for Oscar? Okay, thank you. Oh, so I'll move back. What can you talk about?
Can you talk about the player of your coverage team tonight? Just getting down there, covering each punt. I know there was one punt Terrell caught in midair. Just how big is coverage team?
Yeah, well, I sort of gave Terrell a wink before I went out there, because that's the 3rd time I think he's down a punt like that inside the 5-yard line. So he's great for me, especially when I'm red zone kicking like we do that. And yeah, he's been tremendous. So has Adonis, and so have all the other. I think Newsom last week down to punt at the half-yard line. That was tremendous, and yeah, that really helped out our team as well. So it's been really awesome to pin them right back and then see what they can do with it from there. Especially with our defense at the moment being so strong, it's been imperative to the way we win games.
Do we have anything else? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Get it over.